is located in the center of Southeast Asia. Today, it is going through a phase of strong industrial and social expansion. It is one of the most developed countries in the region. The skyline of the metropolis is a succession of skyscrapers. 497 of them are over 100 meters high. Traffic is something unique. It runs at 5, 10, even 15 feet from the ground on viaducts that crisscross, intersect, run in knots. In recent years, its capital has grown enormously. To date, there are 10 million inhabitants and another 2 million commuters moving in and out of Bangkok for work every day. This daily flow of inbound and outbound people creates a number of problems of various natures. The country is characterized by strong internal migration. Many families abandon the countryside and head to town. This leads to a profound change in the family and in the social structure. In the villages, the family is open. Everyone knows and helps each other. In big cities, the family is forced to narrow its boundaries by becoming mononuclear. The pace is frenetic. There is no time to follow their children. Little is known about one's neighbours, and so the social network is slowly falling apart. Young people coming from the countryside have to struggle to fit into the city's reality, and if they do not find the right connections, they are likely to go to ruin. Thailand, in the context of Southeast Asia, is pretty well placed. That is, neither poor nor rich. And poverty in Thailand, in any case, does not reach misery. We have two major schools. One is of an academic type, the other technical and industrial.
The school has been founded 36 years ago, and we celebrate it this year. We have two shifts of students. First shift in the morning, there are 560 boys, and in the evening we have 250 boys in the evening. The school have three departments. One is mechanic, one is electrical, and the other one is automotive. Students here, not many of them are Catholics. I think there are only 70 Catholics among 560 boys. We are not concerned about bringing up only Catholics. We give chance to all Buddhists as well as Islams if they come to our schools. At the end, when we talk about Don Bosco, we will try to put many of the values, good values, to them through the life of Don Bosco. We also teach them who is Mother Mary, who is Jesus.
Don Bosco Technological College started about 73 years ago. Originally, up to now, we are looking after the children who are orphans, poor, from a broken family, working classes. They all have been granted free education from the beginning. All of the students, there are about 900 who are in this program, receive free education. How we are running our college without getting the money from the student. We let them work. So we are producing on the product that we receive the order from the factories surrounding Bangkok and all over the country. The income from each department will serve as the subsidy to support the administration and management of the college. At that time, there are several deaf students from the general education walking around the street, selling souvenirs to tourists. And the solution thought that it would be much better for them to have a good job in the future. So we invited them, the first group, to enter our non-formal education in printing.
I wake up at 5 in the morning to go to work until 3 in the afternoon. Then I prepare to go back to study here from 5 to 9:30 p.m. I do it daily with no problems. I've already been formed here to learn to stay with normal people. So I do not have difficulty adjusting to life with others who can hear and see. When I cannot communicate, I write and ask them to answer.
Then in 2006, we changed from non-formal education to inclusive education. It means all the deaf students have to enter the first 3-year high school vocational program as the ordinary hearing student. So we put them together in the same classroom. Then in one classroom, there are 2 teachers officially, the classroom teacher and the sign language interpreter, plus the note-taking teacher who will supervise or checking whether the deaf student can catch up with the classroom or not. To facilitate the program or managing the inclusive education, put them together, you might ask how we manage. We have the training for the teachers from the on special education to serve as a sign language interpreter in the classroom. All the student and teacher in the printing department have to study common sign language in order to communicate with the deaf in the classroom or in the practice or in the playground. So there is nothing special for them. They have to study the same book, the same subject, and they have to take the examination in the same paper, no exception.
At the beginning, I had no problems because I had studied to enter here, but I had not learned sign language very well, so communicating is still a bit difficult for me. So I write to communicate with my employer. Now I have to study more, read more, so that I can be facilitated in communicating.
We try to whisper the gospel value through the solutions who are working closely to the students and also through the teachers who are very devout Catholic and also very faithful to Don Bosco spirit or Salesian spirit.
For me, Don Bosco is a father who teaches us how to study, how to work, and many more things about life.
Even though we have variety of religions in this school, but by the loving kindness that we show them through the playground, in the classroom, and also in the morning talk. We trust that at the end they can understand the value of the gospel that Jesus tried to convey to them in this school.
Don Bosco is a person who really takes care of young people, loves young people, and cares about the future of young people.
They play together in the football field, basketball field, and everything. No separation, no special class has been offered to them. It means we want them to live in a society as a normal people, as a dignity, as a same person who have the right to enjoy the same life in a society. That's why we call it inclusive education.
In 1978, Providence led us to have to interest ourselves in these blind young people. A foundation already present in Thailand of non-Christian denomination, though founded by a blind Catholic American woman. The training was there, concentrated in the end on carpentry. Blind people can be carpenters with special arrangements, with special techniques, but the big problem was finding work. The foundation wanted to close this centre until Providence intervened and asked the Salesians, through the apostolic nuncio at the time, asked, in, shall we say, sublime fashion, that Don Bosco would have accepted the work. At this point, our provincial had his back to the wall and could not say no, so he instructed two of us to start this centre. This was in 1978. The first thing we did, and it was very, let's say, disruptive, is the presence, the constant presence. We were with them, the students, ate with them, slept with them, and this opened many, many doors.
We Salesians have to be here 24 hours, let's say, because they cannot see. We have to be with them for the whole day, for the whole night. And then we teach, we talk about Don Bosco to them. We are with them during lunch, breakfast, during what you call supper, recreation, during night. After praying, we have a good night with them.
The initial use of the cane happens here too gradually. From a somewhat fixed passage here, circumscribed, then slowly it expands until they are instructed to be comfortably independent, to go to town, take buses, take the boat, and what is needed to be done, so they can become accustomed to total independence. The man who is behind this is the instructor who, besides giving the technical notions for using the cane, is a good psychologist. Each one has a way of reacting to it, and the instructor can figure out where to insist and where he must not insist.
We use a Salesian preventive system to educate the students. Even they are Buddhists, but they know about Don Bosco, about Mary, about Salesian.
After that, it was about structuring the factor, say, of professional training. After having made so many attempts in many different fields, we focused on Thai massage. We were also there helped by Providence. It has provided us with one of the best teachers of Thai massage techniques, and so we started our work, which then gradually grew to become today a model centre, an advanced centre, which has led our students to have the maximum which could be obtained in this area, namely a professional license.
ตอนที่ยังไม่มาเรียนที่นี่ก็รู้สึกว่าชีวิต
Before I came here, I had no hope in life. I no longer knew how it could change. When I came here to the Salesians, I began to understand that not only could I be independent and help myself, but also help my family and society.
พูดถึงพ่อบอสโกใช่ไหมครับสำหรับ
When I came here to the Salesians for the first time as a student, I began to know Don Bosco. From the Salesians, I learned two things. The first, that Don Bosco does not abandon the needy, especially the young. The second is the climate of family that is created in the Salesian homes.
เจตนารมณ์ในการอบรมของคุณพ่อบอสโกสอนให้พวกเรารู้จักอยู่ร่วมกันแบบครอบครัว
In this atmosphere of family, I have learned not only to love the institution and the house that welcomed me, but also taught me to love the students as if they were my brothers. I the elder, they the younger.
เหมือนกับว่าเขาเป็นเหมือนพี่เหมือนน้องของเรา
Physical and sports activities are not neglected as a rehabilitation discipline. There are morning gymnastics and weekly training at goalball. It is a team game that can be played by blind and visually impaired athletes. The rattle placed inside the game ball allows players, once the ball is launched by opponents, to perceive the sound and its path, so they can prevent the ball going past and scoring the goal. Since 1980, goalball has officially entered the Summer Paralympic Games program. Hands linked to a sensitive heart, shaped on Salesian love and kindness, to a life that seemed to end or bound to the margins of society, know how to give meaning.